Now, Boldly Dadding is our weekly segment where we share some story or lesson that we learned during the past week as fathers to young children. So, Shoff, take it away.
I was trying to think about what to talk about because there's always stuff that happens around the house. It's crazy when you have two. It's always
Deers walk by.
yeah, it's always crazy. There's always stuff happening. But I wanted to talk about my 2-year-old, Emily, her love of books. So we read her books all the time, and she's always asking for more. And I'm sure that it has factored a lot into her level of communication that she has already at like 2 years, 3 months, I think 3 or 4 months. Because she's just talking nonstop and she picks up words so fast. As soon as we say something, she tries it out. And so we have to be very careful what we say around the house because she is a sponge and a mimic. And even if she's not saying it, like articulating the words like super great yet, she's trying words out when she hears them and she gets them pretty good and we can understand what she's saying, which is awesome. But she loves books so much that she wants new ones all the time.
Ooh.
And that can get a little pricey
Yes.
over time. And also we get tired of reading the same books over and over and over and over again. She doesn't mind hearing them, 1,000 times, but we would certainly like variety. So I try to buy her books whenever I can. And usually I'll order them on Amazon or sometimes I'll take her to Barnes and Noble and she loves that. She calls it Noble. She wants to go to Noble. But she loves going to the mailbox because she thinks that every time we go to the mailbox, there's a book waiting in like the mailbox for her that I've purchased for her. And I wanted to share how my child understands that her daddy works from home. So, she knows that I have to work during the day. And granted, I take plenty of breaks to help out around the house to help my wife with childcare and whatever is needed. Especially if like there's a kid melting down or something, I can't just close my ears, and like focus on work. Like I have to take a break and be attentive. So, so with that, I've told her, I'm like, now, Emily, I have to go to work now. And she's like, work. And then she says, paid. And then she says, new books. So she understands that I work in order to get paid so that I can buy her more books. That's like her understanding. And I was like, that's actually a perfect way to look at it. So she gets the idea of you do something for something. So
nice.
So she lets me work because she knows that if I work, I get paid, and that means she gets more books. So it's great. But they went to the library yesterday. I was working, so I didn't get to go with them. But it was my wife, Emily, our now 6-month-old as of yesterday, 6-month-old Sage, and our nanny who's there a couple days a week. And so they went to get together to the library and came back with a whole bunch of books. And the library is great because you're just borrowing them. You don't have to pay anything for them. So I get to save my my paycheck a little bit this week, which is nice. And then they actually picked up a really funny book. Sarah saw this one at the library and I wanted to share it. It's Baby's First Klingon Words.
Oh, nice.
I was like, are you kidding me? They have this. And so I was flipping through it yesterday and there's like just all tons of like really simple Klingon words like kapla, which means success, and gah, which is like the Klingon like spaghetti or whatever,
nice.
Like the worms. And it was just so funny. I meant to grab it, but it's way upstairs and I won't have a chance to do it at the moment, but it's a super fun book and Emily just loves books. So my recommendation is your kid might love books and you might not know it, and reads them as much as possible because they absorb everything and they'll start talking before you know it. And there's a reading challenge that they're doing through the library. It's like read 1,000 books before kindergarten. And
Ooh.
They were like commenting how if you read like 3 books a day to your kid for 365 days, that's over 1,000 books by the end of the year. And I'm like, we read way more than 3 books a day to Emma.
Yeah.
So I was like, she's going to hit this 1,000 goal. And you think of that, like 1,000 books, that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
she's going to hit it in no time. We've already started logging,
Nice.
and we logged 10 books yesterday. So it's just, it's a fun thing, and she has a passion for it. So we're encouraging it. But anyways,
Nice.
we love that she reads because it's really helped with her communication abilities. So that's my
Nice.
thing. What about you?
Very nice, Shuff. This week I was thinking about the way that when I look at my son, I see myself. And that's something I didn't think would happen for a few more years. My son is about 18 months, and I look at him and I say, that looks like what I look like when I looked at my baby pictures, when I look at home movies of myself. I see him acting in ways that I would act and scrunching up his nose in a way, snorting. These things are like, man, this is not, not something that I would have taught him or not something that he would have picked up anywhere. This is just instinctual. This is just, he is my son. He's acting just like me. And my wife comments frequently, "Yep, he is your son. That is something that you do all the time." It's always surprising for me that he's this young, and it's coming out of, like I said, moments of he'll give me a look or he'll act in a way, turn his head in a way that I've saw myself in home movies because I don't have any memories of those my 1-year-old days, but it's just very interesting to see that, from a biological standpoint, that he's your offspring or that your child is yours, but it's just funny to get that realization and see it in the flesh. So that was kind of my dadding moment this week, was kind of seeing myself, and also that makes me proud that I see myself in my son, and I want to raise him in a way that he will become and grow into a good man. That's my number one goal. I don't think I ever told you that, Shuff. In raising my son, I want him first and foremost to be a good person. And so I want him to treat everyone with respect, kindness, and just be a bright shining star in this galaxy. So that's what I want from my son.
That's an excellent goal to have, and I think you're well on your way. I think you're
Yeah.
well on your way. The key is, I guess, looking at your children as a mirror, right? And as
Yes.
much as you can see yourself in them, like they're gonna see themselves in you. So,
Yes.
like, and I'm not saying you're not doing a great job here. You are. It's just how socially important it is that we're demonstrating, like, the idea that it's not the do as I say, not as I do. It's the do
Mm.
as I do.
Yes.
Because if you're seeing something else, if you're like, if I'm telling her, you gotta be nice. You can't yell. You
Right.
can't scream. And I'm screaming. It's like,
Right.
she's not going to learn that. So yeah. So I think you're right on. I think you have all the right tools in your tool belt to make that happen.
Thank you, Shaw.